Yeah, we are. We're certainly backs against the wall stuff on day two. And I would say a lot of people kind of wrote us off yesterday, but I think our day yesterday was probably as good a test day as we've had for Ireland. The character, the application, the skill. It was a pretty good wicket. It was still pretty good today, but kind of if we got 170, 180 leads, who knows? But I think having been 14 or 15 for 4 on that second evening to get a lead and to hopefully give them a bit of a fright was good. But yeah, I think we're just going to try to take as many learnings as we can going into Sri Lanka next week.
What are those learnings?
I think that certainly the biggest one is the first innings. Winning the toss and batting first in these conditions on a good wicket, you've got to really make it count and get a big first innings score, and that sets you up well for the game. We maybe just didn't show the application that we did in the second innings, but yeah, that's just, it's not a format we've played a lot of, first class cricket, never mind test cricket, so that stuff we've just got to learn pretty quickly. So next week if we get ourselves in a position, it's really making sure that we put something on our wicket when we get to 20, 30, 40, we make them big hundreds like what Mushy did for them in their first innings.
Back down, Drew, obviously today the follow-up is heroics. Batman and bowling, of course, just a word about his all-round performance.
Yeah, just a really high quality performer. Someone that you always want in and around your team. Thought his innings yesterday was top class. Kind of just took the momentum that Lorcan had set up and went with it. He had a clear plan when he was batting. He's very good with the ball. We were maybe just a bit off with the ball in the first innings. I know we took 10 wickets, but they went at a pretty decent rate. But I can't really fault the bowlers because we haven't bowled long periods in a while. We haven't had guys bowl 15, 20 overs in a day and come back for a third spell and that sort of stuff. So I think the efforts of the bowlers was really good, and I think every bowler wanted the ball in their hand at one point.
Didn't give it to Graham Keegan very often, and obviously first innings we would get overs and nothing today.
Yeah, we spoke about probably our best way of trying to get 10 wickets today, and that was predominantly spin. Obviously Sparky's taken a couple of wickets this test, so it's pure. It's nothing against Hume at all. It was purely conditions and how we've best felt to get the 10 wickets today. No, he's fine. There's no issue there.
Tucker's batting, just according to that.
Yeah, I was so thrilled from. He's over the last year, 18 months. He's really come into his own, and that was arguably as good 100 as I've seen in an Irish shirt. Kevy's first 100 is up there as well. But yeah, yesterday he sort of counter-punched, and it was really an amazing effort having fielded for 70 or 80 or kept for 70 or 80 overs. His body wouldn't be used to doing stuff like that, having not played a test match. But yeah, just a lot of special performances. Harry's 250s in the game. Top order, certainly we could have done better with the bat, but it's a good sign that our middle order are going well going into next week.
Finally from me, a quick word about Sri Lanka first thoughts. Going to be tougher again, I suppose.
I don't think it gets any easier. Certainly there was a couple of times in that Bangladesh first innings where you're coming in at lunch and you're getting in the shower and you're changing clothes, and it's very tough, but it's test cricket, and that's why it's called test cricket. I've absolutely loved every minute of the 4 days, and I think everyone else has. I think have shown in these 4 days that we have some very good cricketers that, if given more red ball cricket and more exposure to first class cricket, that we can be a good test team, and will help us get our first win and help us to get a few more wins. So I think it's been a big highlight to lead the team this week, and like I said, I just loved every minute of it.
And how about coming into this morning? Did you see any realistic chance, maybe outside chance to win?
100%. The wicket was still pretty good. I thought their seamer bowled pretty well. I think Abadat bowled well this morning. He attacked the stumps. Andy was confident this morning that he could get us to 180, 190 lead, and you just never know. I think our message was all the pressure would have been on Bangladesh, and it was all on Bangladesh. I think, if they had lost this game, I think there would have been a lot more people in this press room. So we knew that the pressure would be on them. Even if they were 100 for none chasing 130, the pressure is on them. No one expects Ireland to come here and win a test match. So we fully believed if we could get to 170, 180, but 130 was tough. We had to get early wickets. The way Lytton played probably just took the momentum away a bit. But we stuck at it, we created chances, but just wasn't to be.
How was the journey from one day to Test cricket? How you enjoyed the two and how experience you gathered from there?
Well, I think the experience that we get from this game is we now have 7 cricketers who have now played Test cricket and have a taste of Test cricket and know what it takes to field for a day, to try to bat for a day, and that's kind of the tough part about our job, is that we have to do it at the highest level. We have to learn how to be Test cricketers at the highest level. We can't play 30 or 40 first class matches and then become a Test cricketer. We've got to try to become good Test cricketers with only a handful of first class games, and that's going to be challenging. But albeit our one day form wasn't good in this on this tour, we have shown that we have some good one day cricketers. So we have the skill set, but it's just about prolonging our skill set when it comes to 5-day cricket.
How prepared are you for Sri Lanka too? Because considering this series, how prepared for Sri Lanka too?
Oh, well, I think we're as prepared as we can probably be, because we have a test match in the subcontinent under our belt. I think if we were going into 2 tests against Sri Lanka having had no Red Bull cricket or no Test cricket, it'd be very challenging. But we know Sri Lanka are naturally a very good team in their own conditions. So the guys will be confident though. I think we've had enough good performances this week from a lot of our new guys to show that if we could get a couple more things right, we can give it a good crack. And we'll always give it a go. We want to win test matches, or try to win test matches, and we'll always do that. We're desperate to get on the board in Test cricket, but we understand that we have to learn quickly.
Andrew, you just said you want to play more Test cricket, but as you know, the top 9 Test playing nations are busy playing among themselves in the ICC World Test Championship. So where does these teams like Ireland, Zimbabwe, Afghanistan, these Test playing nations fit in the whole cricketing calendar? Do you think that the 2-tier Test system is the future? Because in somewhere ICC have to make places for teams like Ireland and Afghanistan in the calendar, right?
Yeah, I don't want to. I said it before the Test match that naturally we want to play more Test cricket, but we also want to play first class cricket. We don't want to just play 5 tests a year, 6 tests a year, but not play first class cricket. We need to hone our skills with a red ball. The 2 training days we had leading up to the Test match were the first time we'd seen a red kookaburra, and that shouldn't be the case. We should be going into Test matches picking from 20 players who have first class cricket under their belt. So like I said before the Test match, before we start crying out for more tests, we need to make sure that our structure is right so that we can allow players to develop their game at first class cricket and then play Test cricket. In terms of the 2 tiers, I'd be in favour of it. I think we played in Zimbabwe and Afghanistan either side of Christmas at the end of the year. But yeah, look, I can't really comment on that. I'd love to play more Test cricket, but I really understand that we have to make sure that our first class structure is in place.
Layer gave Lytton quite a send off. Was that playing on your mind as a team that
It was definitely. I'd never played against someone who batted with sunglasses. It looked pretty cool, but I wouldn't be doing it myself. I'm not sure whether they were prescription or, but he played nicely in the first innings. But it was just a bit of fun. We were trying to create an uncomfortable atmosphere. Shanto, obviously, we tried to create something because he got a first ball duck in the first inning, so we tried to create a bit of pressure on him there, because we knew that to win that game we would have had to do something different. And I think Mark enjoyed that one.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.